Okay, hello everyone. George Webb here in Pennsylvania, near Butler, Pennsylvania. Of course, we've been with the shooters, with Crooks, and of course, our good friend, alas, poor Urick. We said that Hillary Clinton would be coming back into the race. Now we have Jason Miller saying Hillary Clinton's coming back into the race. We had predicted this. And we said coming out of Idaho, this super group had made the decision, the billionaires, the Paramount billionaires, the sort of Chicago mob, the Rahm Emanuel mob, the Mossad mob, had made the decision that they were going to eliminate Trump. And there was going to be an assassination. We didn't say specifically, we didn't think it would be, we thought they would cultivate a shooter. It wouldn't be a shooting team. We were wrong, it was a shooting team. We know it's a shooting team, by the way, because David Dutch, who's the 57-year-old who's hit in the stands, the first shot, and then this Koperhaven gentleman, 74, the shot went through both of their bodies. We know that now for sure. So we know there's a second shooter. So, and we even went through Moon Township to try to get a hold of him and talk to him. I was on the south and west side of the city trying to get a hold of some of the victims and victims' families today. And you know, plus I do my history, and I realize this isn't spot on with all the current story with the shooter, but I do like to do a little history sometimes. I was down in Washington, Pennsylvania, where named after George Washington, first town, because George Washington stops the rebels there. The first rebellion in America was the Whiskey Rebellion, if you remember, and it's the first time an American general and a president has led a army against the American people. First time. So it wasn't just J6. That wasn't the first false flag. And it was really the first time Washington ever really won. Washington had really two ties in his career, and then he had the one win with the French help at Yorktown. But really two ties. You know, Morristown's kind of a tie, and you know, going across the Delaware, that's really just kind of shooting a bunch of drunks, you know, at Christmas Eve. So, I mean, that's not really a win. Princeton was definitely a tie. Washington really only wins once. I mean, you could say York, the Heights, maybe in Boston where they withdrew, maybe that's a win. But Washington lost a lot as a general, and also when he was in the French-American War. So, you know, I do like to do some history every once in a while and go to these key places. And one of the things I found on this long drive back here, going back up toward Butler, is this guy was an interpreter. And he had gone out August 15th, 2021. He was an interpreter for the Army, Navy. He was a Navy colonel and so forth. 31 years old, has a wife and at that time a 6-month-old child and a 3-year-old boy, a 6-month-old girl. And they had to move every day, 3 times a day. They were his colleague that he worked with was tortured and murdered. So was his whole family. He had to, it was just the most incredible story of escaping with just the skin of his life to be here. And now he's got 3 jobs. He's working. It's this classic immigrant story where I don't want any assistance whatsoever. I'm just going to work 3 jobs. I'm going to make it. I'm going to support my wife. I'm going to support my kids. And it really does remind you that America is a great place. America is a great place. And Trump is right. There was a total effed up disaster. Everyone screaming and running and all for themselves at the end of Afghanistan. It is true. Trump is, I can tell you from interviewing somebody 2 seconds ago, complete, total, disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. State Department, total cluster. And I heard it right from somebody who's been here for 2 years and almost lost his life and his whole family's life, telling me directly to my face. And that's how I like to do the reporting.